Merry Meet Witches. This is Wednesdays here on Witches of the Moon, and I'm your sub-host, Nimbus River. This week, I'm super excited about because it is something that I definitely know, and that is Books of Shadows. And I think I have a little bit of a more unique spin than most people have, or I could be very wrong about that, and a lot of people practice this way, and who knows. So, because you know me, I'm very eclectic, and I practice in my own way. I don't have anything to really follow. I didn't have a teacher. I taught myself, which life teaches you anyway, and I feel like yourself could be your best teacher, and the universe could be your best teacher, and your personal experience anyway. But I didn't have anyone to mimic off of. But I read up on Books of Shadows and the importance of them, and then I decided that I would have one to write down things that I would want to do again. Write down information so in the next generation of my family, if there are any witches, that they can learn from my experiences and add to the book. And that was really why I wanted a Book of Shadows. My original one was a three-ring binder, and it was actually a photo album at first where it had like the pull-apart little like laminate, so you could pull it apart, add stuff, and then put it right back. And that just wasn't working for me as well. And I really wanted a permanent book where I could write in and put my energies in and just, I don't know, for it to become an extension of myself in a way. And I knew that if I did that and I got a permanent book, that it was going to have to be one that I loved, and it was this, and it is a heavy thing, believe it or not, but it is beautiful. It is my favorite magical item that I have. It is the one thing that I work with probably more, other than, you know, my herbs and potions and, you know, things that I work with every day and practice every day. But as far as a magical tool goes, I use this more often than not. I love my athame, I love my cauldron, I love my chalice, but my Book of Shadows is really my most important actual physical material item. I knew that if I got something like that, that what would be in it would have to be things that were most important to me, things that I would go back to, things that I would want to remember, things that I would need to remember. I wanted it to be a reference book. I wanted it to be a grimoire. I wanted it to be things that were permanent. And that's when I really started using a journal or a notebook to journal my personal experiences. And I will let you see this one because, you know, this is not a secret, not as personal. But, like, example, when I was working with Apache Tier, this is, like, where I wrote my information for, well, to help me make the video and help me learn and such things like that. So, there's some notes on that. I think I've got, I don't know. And plus, you'll see, like, I think that was a freaking grocery list. This is herbal remedies that I have wrote and have not put them in a more permanent place. I have potions in here that I haven't yet to try and certain things. But once I write a spell, say I would write a spell on this page and I would perform it. And if it is something that I knew worked really, really well and I would want to use again, that is when I would transfer it into my Book of Shadows. And I will let you see very little of my Book of Shadows. I'll let you see the cover. I even want to whisper when I talk about it, just because it's so personal, and I really honestly just don't want to show anybody except like family and my wife, of course, because my wife is she can look in it. She helps me write it and helps me draw in it, and you know, it's kind of like her own project in a way too, though she knows it's strictly for me because she's not a witch. But this was established in 2013. This is the front cover of it, and that's as far as you can go. But so I take a literal approach to the name, Book of Shadows. It stays in the shadows. It stays in a secret place where nobody can get to it unless they were looking. They would never stumble upon it. So I imbued this, consecrated it, dedicated it, blessed it, everything I can. I feel like it's more protected than any other thing that I own, really. I have enchanted it with caraway seeds for anti-theft and secrecy. On a regular basis, I will, put some dragon's blood oil on it to give it power and strength. And this is like seeing inside my head when you open this book, really, because this is, these are my personal spells, my personal information on certain items and magical beings and entities that I've come across of, and I don't know. It makes me super excited talking about it, but very sacred to me at the same time. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. I feel like I rambled a little bit, but yeah, when you get to know me, you'll realize that that's normal. So this is my practice as far as Books of Shadows go and grimoires and yada yada yada. Maybe you practice similar to this. Maybe you don't. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, just put them in the comment section or email me or Facebook me and do whatever you want. Make comments, blah blah blah. I like feedback, of course. And until next time here on Witches of the Moon, I hope everyone has a wonderful week and blessed be.